Hey there, are you struggling with language learning? I mean, we've all had that experience before. We've learned a language in school for like 3, 4, 5, or 6 years, and then we try and have a conversation in that language, but we can't say anything. And then when the person says something back to us, we don't understand anything. And it's frustrating. We don't know what to do, and we don't know how to improve our skills. So, what exactly can you do? That's a very good question. All right, enough of the stupid intro. Hi there, I'm Chen Hui. I know like 5 languages, and I want to present to you a new series. This series is gonna be called 5 Tips in 5 Languages. I'll be presenting you 5 tips for language learning in 5 different languages. Granted, I don't speak perfectly all these languages, but that's like practically impossible for any human being on this planet. Okay, anyways. Right. What do I want to talk about? Yes. This video's tip. I want to talk about comprehensible input. This is the tip for today. So let's for a moment think back to when we were a little child, a little baby. How did you learn your, native language when you were little? Well, let's consider several things. Your environment. So your parents, the TV, and I guess some other stuff like maybe recorder, whatever. I don't know. Point is, your parents were talking to you, and you're also watching TV. Now, what's going on here is you're taking in all of this input, and this is the key. This is the key to language learning. Input. How are you gonna learn a language without listening or reading it? So let's think back. Let's go back to that situation where you've been a child. So you're getting immersed in this atmosphere, right? Your parents are speaking to you, and you're watching television shows, whatever. While you're doing this, your brain is like processing all this language, and that is how you learn. That is how you set the foundation. And unfortunately, not many people remember this. So we often try and learn just through like reading a grammar book or whatever, or going through the textbook, or just like, I don't know, trying to memorize a bunch of words. But what we seem to always forget is that in order to learn a language, you need to be consuming it. So go listen to podcasts in a language, watch movies in that language, watch videos, read books. Okay, now you're probably wondering, okay, but I'm only a beginner. How the hell am I going to understand whatever I'm consuming? Well, first of all, when you were a child, you obviously didn't understand anything. You had no foundation, you had nothing to base things off. Hell, you didn't know a single damn thing in this world. You're pretty much the stupidest piece of whatever on this planet. And it's not really your fault. You literally just came out of the womb. Well, you're not going to know anything. But you somehow managed to learn. And how? Well, first of all, yes, you need input. But most importantly, remember what I said, comprehensible input. So you need to make sure that, 1, you're taking in the language, but 2, you need also the comprehensible component. So this is point number 2. So make sure that whatever you're taking in, you can actually understand. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, but I'm just a beginner. How am I going to understand this? Well, you can use several tools. One of them is very simple, context clues. Here, let me give you a nice little example here. 这是我的手. Okay, now if you don't speak Mandarin, which I assume is the majority of you watching this video, then you probably have no idea what that would have meant out of context. But you were just given context. I just gave you context. I pointed to 我的手, my hand. And voila, you understand what the sentence meant. This is my hand. Without knowing a single word of Mandarin, and through just context and exposure, you learned this phrase. Okay. Now you're probably wondering, all right, but what if I can't get this context? Like, let's say you're reading a book, right? It's really hard to get context. Well, there's another thing you do. you get a dictionary. Just look up words, and there. You look up a few couple of words and boom, you can probably piece together the rest of the sentence. You also use translations, you use a bunch of other tools and stuff. The point I'm trying to get is no matter what, you need to make sure that you're taking the language, and if you can't comprehend what you're taking in, then try and find a way to make it comprehensible. Or look for something that's more suitable for your level. So that's my tip for the day. You need to listen and read the language in order to learn it. But most importantly of all, you need to make sure that you're understanding what you're taking in. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.